The President Carter that I know firsthand is a real class act. He's always stood up for people that their voice wasn't allowed to be carried forward, maybe because of a repressive government, or simply to ensure that every human was treated with dignity and was treated equitably. And he really stood up for those values everywhere he went and in everything that he ever did.
Think about how much work he has done in so many places all over the world, and the fact that we've been doing this, work on elections for more than 30 years. So it reminds you of the sustained focus and the long-term effort that's been behind that.
If President Carter hadn't stepped into the arena of the trachoma control world, or trying to prevent trachoma, it would be a neglected tropical disease. It's technically a neglected tropical disease, but that's slowly going away. We have had great success. And again, if it hadn't been for President Carter, we wouldn't be where we are today. Just in Ethiopia alone, almost 1 million people have received surgery to stop them from going blind. We distribute antibiotics to millions of people every year, not just in Ethiopia, but all around the world. Again, if President Carter hadn't stepped into the fight against this disease, we would be years back. We would be set back, and millions more people would be blind from this disease. I would venture to say tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people would be blind from this disease, if not for President Carter's efforts.
I think one favorite story, spending time with President and Mrs. Carter, was actually in the village of Tingoli and Yangpala in northern Ghana. And just the spirit that they exhibited in engaging community members. And now this was a bit of a celebration because the community had been devastated by guinea worm for many, many years. In fact, probably hundreds of years, they've always had guinea worm. And we were able to support them to stop transmission. And so President and Mrs. Carter were there to help them celebrate what they accomplished. And not only stopping a disease, but also the development that came with it in providing safe water access to the entire community, providing pit latrines so that they could have improved sanitation. And I just remember the jubilation. Some will say when they look at the pictures, President and Mrs. Carter looked like they had Smurf outfits on, but those were traditional smock materials that elders and chiefs of a village would wear. And it was really them showing that they were part of the community. It wasn't an us and them. It's not us doing something for someone else. It's us helping each other when we need each other most.